What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army to do a review of the Solo Chogokin GX-01RG Mazinger Z Gold Edition. This is pretty much just a gold-plated version of the GX-01R. Alright, so here we got the box. I got this a few years back, one of the first Solo Chogokin that I got, and finally I'm going to get to display it. Got a little more space in my display case, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. This actual release is dated 2003, so it's quickly approaching 14 years old. Alright, again, let's take a look at the back. As you'll see, I'm not kidding, it's literally completely gold. Not real gold like the gold light tan, which was plated in 18 karat gold. This is just straight up, just regular, toy chrome, except a little bit higher quality than normal gold toys. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and open this up. Alright, so the layout is pretty much identical to the GX-01R in that it's got all the accessories on one little tray here, and then you got the actual figure in a little styrofoam. Alright, so pull this out here. You'll notice some parts are just painted gold, like these pieces, the fists and the forearms are painted gold, and some parts are plated like these here. So this has actual just gold molded plastic, some of it's painted, and actual plated parts. Alright, so just let you look at that since this is only an unboxing. There you go, all the parts there. That's the plaque right here to put on the base. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and check out the base figure here. Alright, so you'll see it there, nice and gold. And if you're not familiar with Solo Chogokin figures, this figure is pretty much completely die cast. Now, the plating on this is not like crazy plating. In other words, not super glassy. Like you'll see, it's got some texture here up top. The legs, since they are smooth, have a little bit better plating finish, and I do have to use this because I don't want to get fingerprints all over this thing. You'll see how shiny the legs are right there. So it's not a cheap plating. You'll see it's got some factory goop on there, which I'll just polish right off. But otherwise, very cool. And there you go. Alright, so I've gone ahead and polished some of the goop off the legs so you can see how plated that is. That's pretty crazy. It's like a mirror. Look at that. Put this contrasting piece of styrofoam around it. Do my hands right here. It's literally like a mirror. Look at that. Next, what I want to do is attach the breastplates. And the normal thing to do here would be to use gloves, and I unfortunately do not have access to gloves. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach them like this, leave a nice big fingerprint for now. Alright, so there we got the plates on. When it comes to plated plastic, you don't want to leave fingerprints on those. Usually the plating on that will, the oil on your fingertips will stay on there forever if you leave it long enough. On the metal parts, I'm not worried so much. I can always just polish that off, although I'm sure the plating is really thin. So key thing is just don't leave fingerprints. Next thing I'm going to put is his stomach plate here, which also, if you'll notice, it actually shoots out. So the original couple of Chogokin had, shooting features, which the newer ones don't. Alright, so now that I've got that on there, I'm going to put the powder on. Now the powder is not plated, so I can just touch that all I want. Actually, the wings on this one doesn't fold up. Alright, so you don't want to fold that. I know there's some Mazinger Z's where the powders do fold up. This one doesn't. So there you go. It's just one piece of vinyl for the hover packs there. So it does have this one with the hover things already folded up, so go ahead and pop that on. It pegs right into the head. Another shooting feature it does have is the actual rocket punch. So Mazinger Z, very well known for his rocket punch. A lot of the newer toys don't have rocket punch, they just have removable fists. This actually had a spring-loaded optional piece. Speaking of the shooting feature, you can also shoot these little missiles out from the stomach. I'm not going to use the optional spring-loaded piece because I do want elbows on my figure. So I'm going to use these pieces which actually allow the elbow to work, alright? And it also has this thing that opens up, for his elbows to shoot out, if you guys are familiar with Mazinger Z. So I'm going to use this one. with the little magnet piece here. Alright, and then that just attaches by just popping right in. We're going to move on to the other tray now, which has the fists, the iron cutters, the rocket punch feature elbows, and the regular elbows. Now looking at this closely, there actually is 4 arms already with elbows. So these elbows are actually only to replicate the opening, and actually the opposite way, like this, to replicate the opening of the elbow here. So these are actually not the ones I want to use. So here's a closer look at the iron cutter set, alright? And the ones I do want to use are these right here, which have the included elbow, the regular elbow there, alright? Now the ones for rocket punch are these right here, which have the little missile looking thing right inside, but we're not going to use those. This is going into display. We're going to use the regular elbow one, and you'll see it's got the nub here to attach the fist. No ball joints yet on the solo Chogokin. So in the first couple of releases, you don't have full articulation in the wrist. You do get to spin them around, but not necessarily the whole ball joint action, but that's not a big deal on this figure. So we'll go ahead and attach that there. Then go ahead and grab the other one, right, and just do the very same thing for the other one. And attach that there. Now even though I'm using the fist, he also does come with a weapon holding looking hand, right? And also a relaxed hand. Now the very last thing I want to do with my Mazinger is put the scrander on. That's going to take up a lot of space in my display case, but it's okay. Now because this is a big chunk of plated plastic, I really don't want to touch this. Let me just polish it off a bit. There's some mold residue, I guess, or whatever you want to call that. Plating polish residue, I don't know. And then you'll see it's got these attached. Look at the way that, look at that. That is shiny. So it does have some attachment points, which are right on the back of Mazinger Z here. So we'll go ahead and attach that. Alright, so I was about to attach this, and I just wanted to test out the way these wings, instead of coming with 2 separate wings, you'll notice there's a split right here, and there's 2 little, what do you call them? Little pins here to hold the mechanism of this wing. But basically, if you were to fold these wings down, these things would stay aligned with each other, which is pretty cool engineering if you wanted to point it down the other way. I tried to do that. I suggest you don't, because it does not want to. Okay, the plating on that has taken away any form of what do you call it, mobility on this little wing set. So I would just leave it the way it is. And here's another tip. You normally wouldn't have to do this, but because it's gold plated and you want to keep the scratches down to minimum, or none at all, actually you want to keep them down to none at all, you can actually attach the belt part from the wing set, which allows you to clip it a lot easier around the waist. There's also a little fin that goes right back here. I will be attaching that. I wasn't going to at first due to lack of space in my display case. Believe it or not, this will make a difference in my setup. And there's also this little piece here, which is PVC. I don't attach that because it falls off very easily. Alright, some people glue it. I'm not going to do that because then you can't put it away in the box again. So let's see, let's pop that in here. Alright, so here he is, ready to go into my display case, this shiny, shiny, crazy, sexy robot. So I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Articulation is the same as the regular GX-01R, so no need to do it in this review and just cover it with fingerprints, but hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And any questions or comments, you can leave them below. Till next time, bye-bye.